Hey there, just wanted to hop on today and give a little background information for those of you that may not be familiar with me or my business. I just wanted to give you a little idea of who I am and what I'm all about. My name is Kelly. I've been a physical therapist for about 13 years now. Various backgrounds and settings I've worked in over the years. Right out of school, I went to the hospital-based acute care setting, which quickly led me to the ICU setting. Probably one of the more exciting aspects of my career for sure. The ability to work with critically ill, critically injured folks um, with early mobility, getting them moving in a bed, eventually working towards getting them out of bed, and starting that journey of their return to normal function after very traumatic either illness or injury. I went from acute care ICU to the home health setting, which I also really enjoyed. I really liked treating folks in their house. The goals were always much more personal to them when treating them in their home than I found that to be in the hospital. So, brings back memories of patients who had not slept in the bedroom that was upstairs for a couple of years because of fear and or lack of strength or ability to be able to climb the stairs safely, and to work with them through that process of building the strength, building the confidence to get up and down the stairs, and really nothing more gratifying than that patient being able to tell you that they slept in their bed for the first time in years. Um, After leaving home health, I went into the outpatient setting, which I've been in for the last almost 7 years, treating all kinds of conditions, everything from post ops to falls to sports injuries to various neuro conditions, including concussion, vertigo, Parkinson's disease, strokes, brain injuries, you name it, um, and really think I found my niche, found my home there. Um, After a couple years in outpatient, I started to dive into the public health realm. That came shortly after I had my daughter about 8 years ago. I was completely oblivious to pregnancy, postpartum care. And I just recall being told at my 6 week follow up following a emergency C-section and very traumatic birth that I was good to go and could resume all normal activities, which for me were hiking, running, um, very active individual. And at 6 weeks, I felt in no way prepared for return to any of those types of activities. So my PT brain knew better, and that started me into a deep dive into education for pelvic health, and I continued for the last 5 to 6 years treating all men's and women's pelvic health conditions, including pregnancy, postpartum, incontinence, prolapse, constipation, pain, various pain, pelvic pain conditions, post prostatectomy, etc. But one thing was becoming increasingly apparent over the years working in outpatient, and that was the incredible restrictions that insurance was placing on our practice and our ability to treat patients like we want to and should be able to. So I started my side hustle, Elevate Wellness and Physical Therapy, just this past spring, and was just doing it very part time. I was still working full time at the hospital, but quickly got a taste of what it meant to be my own boss and being able to treat patients the way I want to and how they want. I think how they want to be treated. My business is set up as a cash based business, which means I don't use or take insurance. What that allows is getting rid of all the restrictions that insurance has placed on our profession in terms of restricting numbers of visits, what body parts we're allowed to treat during that visit, how many visits I'm allowed to see them, um, maybe even sometimes cutting them off midstream with really no evidence to support that decision, and with our doctored, educated brains feeling like these patients would need at minimum weeks, if not months more of care to resume their normal activities. So once you dip your toes into the unrestricted cash based side of things, it becomes really apparent that this is a model that works. And it works because I get time. I get time to listen to your story. I get time to listen about what you've tried, what has worked, what hasn't worked, why this condition is limiting your life, what effect it is having on your ability to function at your job, at your recreation, with your family. And it allows me to set up a plan that is conducive to your schedule, that allows you to get the recovery that you want and you need. I just recently left my full time work in hospital insurance based medicine, which is both terrifying and really exciting in order to work my business full time. Um, it's been a really exciting launch. Um, really excited to get out into the community, to offer educational pieces, to meet different members of my community, to help them return to the activities that they want to have time and freedom of my life and my schedule, time to be there for my daughter's exciting events, which I've often missed over the years in full time hospital based work. Um, just really excited overall about this journey. So, if any of you have any questions or feel like I might be a good fit for you and want to reach out, please check out my website, kellyelevatewellnesspt.com. I will provide links in this post here that you can click on and inquire. I offer free discovery calls, usually somewhere around 15 minutes or so, just to touch base and see if we're a good match and I can meet the needs that you're looking for in a physical therapist. Um, Scheduling now with only 1 to 2 weeks wait time. You do not need a doctor's referral to come and see me. So this is probably one of the most exciting aspects of a cash-based business, and being in a direct access state like Colorado is that you don't need to see your primary care first. You don't need a referral to see me. You can let me know what's going on, and that's what we'll work on. And if 2 or 3 visits in, we fix that original problem, and you decide, hey, that shoulder's really been bothering me too, we're not limited by the restrictions of a referral and insurance, and we can go ahead and take a look at what other body part is bothering you and care for that as well. So once again, happy to have you here, and I appreciate you listening. And please reach out if there's anything that I can help you with. Thanks.